Anytime that you have a function where it has like a square root sign in it, my advice to you is before you take the derivative, rewrite this radical sign as a power. So I can rewrite the square root of 2x plus 1 as 2x plus 1 raised to the 1/2 power. So let's go ahead and rewrite this function before we take the derivative. So that's the same thing as x times 2x plus 1 raised to the 1/2 power. So hopefully you can see here that we're multiplying two things together. So we're going to have to apply the product rule. And the product rule says, let me just call this first part f of x, and then let me call this second part here. Let me call that g of x and remind ourselves of the product rule. It says, take the derivative of the first part, multiply it times the second part, and then add it to the first part times the derivative of the second part. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So now I'm ready to actually take the derivative using the product rule. So the derivative of x is just 1 times 2x plus 1 to the 1/2 power plus, right, the first part, which is just x, times the derivative of 2x plus 1 raised to the 1/2 power. So here what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to apply the power rule to the outside function. So here I'm going to have to use the chain rule. So I've got the outside function here, and then the inside part is that 2x plus 1. So let me go ahead and take the derivative of the outside function using the power rule. So I've got 1/2 times 2x plus 1, and I'm going to raise that to the 1/2 minus 1. So minus 1 is the same thing as minus 2 over 2. And then again, applying the chain rule, I'm going to multiply it by the derivative of the inside. So the derivative of 2x plus 1 is 2 plus 0. Okay, and then now what we're going to do is clean this up. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that as the square root. So I'm going to rewrite this as the square root of 2x plus 1. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply x times 1/2. So that's the same thing as x over 2 times 2x plus 1. And then raised to the 1/2 minus 2/2 is negative 1/2 times 2. And then I'm going to write this last 2 as a fraction, so 2 over 1. So hopefully you can see it's attached to this whole thing here by multiplication, which means that I can cancel out the 2's, okay? All right, so what we have here is the square root of 2x plus 1 plus x times 2x plus 1 to the negative 1/2 power. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this guy as a positive power. So this means that 2x plus 1 to the negative 1/2 power is the same thing as 1 over 2x plus 1 to the positive 1/2 power. And then now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this denominator as a square root. So let's go ahead and do that. So that means you can think of this as x over 1. So I'm going to multiply the numerator. X times 1 is x. And then in the denominator, I'm going to rewrite that 2x plus 1 as the square root of 2x plus 1. Okay, I'm kind of running out of space here. So here we have f prime of x is equal to the square root of 2x plus 1. You can think of that as over 1, so I'm going to write that as a fraction, plus the fraction x over the square root of 2x plus 1. And I'm okay if you leave your answer like this, but if we want to simplify this more, what we should do is we should multiply the numerator and the denominator of that first fraction. So I can multiply this by the square root of 2x plus 1 over the square root of 2x plus 1 so that I can combine this fraction. So now I'll have a common denominator. So the square root of 2x plus 1 times the square root of 2x plus 1 just gives me 2x plus 1. And then on the bottom, that's square root of 2x plus 1 plus x over the square root of 2x plus 1. And then hopefully, I'm sorry, I'm running out of space again. You can see that I can just add the numerators and then the denominators are the same. So final answer simplified is in the numerator, I have 2x plus x. So here I've got 2x plus x. That gives me 3x plus 1 over a common denominator of square root of 2x plus 1, and then that is our final answer.